We used a huge variety of different technologies in every aspect of this unit. We were introduced to a lot of new technologies too, which was both interesting and difficult.
I think one of the biggest uses of technology during our research of both music videos and the ancillary tasks was the internet. We used the internet in a few different ways, but mostly using Google as a search engine to find different websites which had information enabling us to gain a better understanding of what we were searching for.
One website that neither of us had used before was TimeToast, which was really helpful when we were looking at the history of music videos. It was a really simple website to use after you gain a basic understanding. Also, another website we've not used before is Prezi, and we'd never actually heard of it before. We decided to use it in our research of the evaluation, as after taking a look at the website, it looked extremely helpful to put all the ideas or information together in an organised but interesting manner. Although it took us a little while to understand how to use all the tools, we created a simple but effective Prezi. We've used YouTube in the past, and it's such a reliable technology source we used it throughout our research in this project. Mostly we used it to search for videos, which we then embedded into our blog posts. We also used it to search for past student examples, which we analysed to help put our music video together.
I had never used SlideShare before, so this was a good opportunity to look into it, as I find PowerPoint really useful to put together any amount of information. It was simple to upload it and then to embed it into a blog post, and the only improvement I think could be the layout when you're going through the slideshow on the actual blog, because it seems a bit messy and it doesn't exactly look like a normal slideshow when you were looking on your computer.
Of course, we used Blogger to show all the research we had accumulated. Mostly this was easy and simple, but at times Blogger has a tendency to change the entire format when you save and publish a post, which makes it look very messy. But overall, Blogger serves as a simple and useful piece of technology that we use throughout.
In this project, we decided to add labels into our Blogger posts. This just enables us to navigate around Blogger easily. For example, we used different labels for research, for planning, and we had one for each blog post that either of us have done. So you could just easily click on, like, for example, a research post and just look at all the research posts at once, which really helped us. A piece of technology we used in our planning stage was a digital camera. We really wanted to create a photographic storyboard, as we felt this would really help us when it came to finally filming. We used a Canon 450D and used our main characters in the actual set that we wanted to use to create a storyboard that would be as close to the actual filming as possible. This is because in previous units we'd created drawing storyboards, and we both find this really difficult as neither of us are natural artists, so the drawings didn't make much sense and they were difficult to understand, especially when it came to actually filming.
We used Facebook to communicate with the people we were using as actors in our music video. We found this to be the most reliable way of communicating, and is definitely easier than just verbally trying to communicate with everyone, as it's easy to forget who you've spoken to already and what they said they can and can't do.
I actually used Windows Filmmaker to create the photographic storyboard, mainly because I needed to get it done quickly and I didn't have the facilities to use any other program that I would have been able to use at school. Although it was easy to use, when it came to saving it, the audio wouldn't work, and after trying numerous times and lots of different ways, I had to play the video in Windows Filmmaker and record it on my phone, then upload the video from my phone onto YouTube, and this was a long process that didn't need to happen. Again, we used technologies such as YouTube, SlideShare and Blogger.
In construction, the main technologies we used were a HD camera, the Max and Final Cut. Firstly, to record all the video footage, we used HD cameras. We've used these a number of times, and so we're used to using one. However, when our teacher watched our first draft, she pointed out that we may not have had the HD setting on all the time, which is really aggravating, as it may have set back the quality of our music video. HD is much better when it comes to filming, as when you're watching the video after it's been edited, the shots are always much clearer and they're much more defined, which makes it a much better watch.
We came across a few difficulties with the Max in terms of uploading camera footage and getting the footage into Final Cut. For example, things like the footage actually not going onto the computer and then not going into Final Cut easily. However, we expected this, as it's happened to us a few times before in previous units. After overcoming these problems, things like simply changing the camera lead and using a different camera lead, or giving it more time to upload the footage onto both the Mac and Final Cut. After this, the Max came in extremely handy.
Final Cut was completely new to both of us. We were very wary of using it. We had a few lessons on basic techniques, but throughout the editing of our music video, we still came across a lot of problems. A few specific examples is the use of split screening. We wanted to put, a lot of our music video is made up of split screens, and we wanted to do the split screens horizontally. So we realised that you need to crop a lot of the shot when editing this, which we hadn't realised before. This could have been avoided by practising with more practice video clips and trying out a variety of different techniques before moving on to our music video.
We used our camera for 2 of our evaluation questions. We used it for our question in the form of a video and in the form of a podcast. We've used a camera lots of times before for our previous work in thriller films, our GCSE films, and for other outer curricular projects. Whenever we use a camera, we always broaden our knowledge of camera usage. We've learnt to always double check that we've got all of the parts you need for filming, as often we found ourselves unprepared.
We've used the website Prezi for one of the evaluation questions. At first, using a Prezi proved quite difficult and complicated. However, after using it at a point has proved a really useful yet creative way of putting information across to an audience.